In Avengers Doomsday, Doctor Doom is going collect the Infinity Stones to destroy the multiverse and create Battleworld, similar to what Thanos did in Infinity War. But how is that possible? Because Infinity Stones were already destroyed. Let me explain. Thanos collected the stones and infused them into the gauntlet. However, Doom isn't doing the same. Instead, he is going to collect powerful Nexus-level beings who possess abilities similar to the Infinity Stones. The Soul Stone has the power to bring the dead back to life. That's why Doom first goes to Franklin Richards, because Franklin possesses power similar to the Soul Stone. Using Franklin, Doom will revive Wanda and then use her as a substitute for the Reality Stone. He will use America Chavez as the Space Stone. Doom will use White Vision as a replacement for the Mind Stone. And I'm 100% sure that Doom will manipulate Sentry and use him as a Power Stone. And finally, in place of the Time Stone, Doom could use Loki, because Loki is the master of time. In Avengers Doomsday, there's a crazy theory that says old Steve Rogers actually came from the future, and he had already seen Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, and even survived them. And it actually makes sense because in the first teaser of Avengers Doomsday, we saw Steve Rogers holding a baby, and Steve wouldn't just leave his own son in the past and suddenly appear in the present. When Steve stayed in the past with Peggy Carter, his presence was creating branch timelines, and TVA's job is to erase those branch timelines. But now Loki is holding the entire multiverse together, and before the TVA could erase Steve's timeline, Loki shifted Steve into another universe, the universe of the Fantastic Four, and we've already gotten many hints about it. And Avengers Doomsday story actually begins in the Fantastic Four universe, which means Steve was already there. And to fix the multiverse and all timelines, Steve might return as old Steve Rogers from the future after Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. There's a crazy theory that says Thor will become a servant of Galactus to obtain his cosmic powers and defeat Doctor Doom after Avengers Doomsday. But how? Let me explain. We all believed that Thor will die in Avengers Doomsday and return as Rune King Thor in Avengers Secret Wars. But honestly, Rune King Thor is extremely powerful. If he enters in a battle, then the battle would be over in just 2 seconds. In the comics, Thor was once a servant, a herald of Galactus. And now, Galactus has been introduced into the MCU. Currently, the multiverse is collapsing and universes are falling apart. Thor is begging to Odin for strength to defeat a new enemy because Doctor Doom is ruthless, unstoppable, and always 10 steps ahead. And the most important part is that Thor's daughter is sick and dying. To save the multiverse and his daughter, and instead of dying in Avengers Doomsday to become Rune King Thor in Avengers Secret War, Thor might choose a different sacrifice. He could become Cosmic Thor by becoming the Herald of Galactus. Thor will be Avengers Doomsday is in huge trouble. The film is facing a major problem that could lead it into a complete disaster. But how? Let me explain. Avengers Doomsday is Marvel's biggest project with a budget of around $700 million. But Marvel hasn't properly set up the main villain, Doctor Doom, the way Thanos was introduced across multiple movies. Because of that, some people believe the audience won't be emotionally connected with Doctor Doom. But that's not the real problem. The script for Avengers Doomsday is reportedly not complete yet. Kevin Feige confirmed that the script is being rewritten daily during filming. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and the returning cast are actively reshaping scenes based on their deep knowledge of their characters. But even this isn't the biggest issue. The real problem is IMAX screens. Because Avengers Doomsday won't be released on IMAX screens for the first month because of Dune Part 3, Avengers Doomsday is in huge. Who can lift Thor Mjolnir in Avengers Doomsday? Because we have literal gods, powerful mutants, ancient sorcerers, and even cosmic beings. But the question is, who is truly worthy among all of them? And trust me, the last one will surprise you. Because once he tried to lift Mjolnir but he wasn't worthy. However, after his greatest sacrifice, now even Mjolnir is not worthy of him. At number 5 we have Magneto. Well, Magneto isn't worthy of Mjolnir, but he could still move it by manipulating the metal with his magnetic powers. At number 4 we have Sentry. Again, Sentry isn't worthy either, but with his reality warping and matter manipulation abilities, he could potentially control it. At number 3 we have Doctor Doom. And in the comics, Doctor Doom has actually wielded Mjolnir after killing Thor. At number 2, we have Franklin Richards. This little chick is an Omega-level mutant, and for him, almost nothing is impossible. And at number 1 is the character who is truly worthy of Mjolnir after his greatest sacrifice, the god of stories Loki. Who can lift